This is an overview of the targeted scale of factors of a whole number. Students will be able to identify the factors that make up a whole number. In the first activity, I go over a quick tutorial for myself on LearnZillion called Find All Factor Pairs Using a Rainbow Factor Line. So for this targeted skill group, I focus on using that rainbow setup for finding factors. I think it's a good visual for the students. I introduced their I can statement, which is I can find factors for a number line less than 100. We go over that skill, setting up those rainbows and doing several examples as I model and the students practice on their whiteboards. The second day, the students are playing a game called Factor. Factor game. Not a very creative title. But basically, let me show you the game board, sorry. The students play with another partner. So one partner chooses where on the grid they want to put their counter. The other student is able to use their counters to capture all of the factors. So for example, if student 1 places a counter on 6, student 2 could place a counter on 3 and 2, because those are factors of 6, and also on 1. The independent practice for this skill is just identifying some factors, and the students are given an example where they are using a factor rainbow type setup. And for each question, it gives them a number of blanks there are for the factors. Next day, I check in with students and we go over that sheet. I have students focus on what strategies they use in order to help them find the factors of those numbers. The interactive practice, I found an interactive called Factor Feeder. So the students have to move their little guy along and only eat factors of that number. So for example, if they eat 7, that's not a factor of 12, so they would die or they would lose their life. And to end the series out, students complete a assessment where they again just list the factors and are encouraged to use the factor rainbow setup, and it gives them the number of blanks for the number of factors in that number. And that's an overview of the targeted skill group of finding factors of a whole number.